Oh, look who's back. Uh, we've been having snowstorms, and I think what happened is that the snowplow may have accidentally knocked our internet out here to the building because I did hear the snowplow out there, and then the next thing I knew, we were no longer on. So I'm guessing that could well be what happened. In the interim, I started putting some of the pennies into out my albums just so I'd have something to continue on the project. And I found a few I needed, so that's all good. And I found some that were better than the ones that were in there. So I've been swapping those out. I mean, why not? Keep the best one you got. I have more than one set of albums. I have one that are newer pennies that belong to my friend Tommy, and I just added a few in that. And I did find a few that are actually key dates that were better than what I had. So that's all always good. When you can upgrade, it's a good thing. So I'm working on another one now. Go back through and see if I can fill holes in this one. This is probably going to end up being a giveaway book at some point. So anything that goes in here is dandy like candy. Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. Why are pennies in this book backwards? That is odd. Why are pennies in this book backwards? That is odd. Alright, there we go. Somebody came back in. Thank you. Yeah, I just realized some of the pennies are in this book backwards, and I'm not sure why. I think this may be ones that I mixed my pennies and Tommy's pennies together, and my pennies are in backwards. I don't know. At this point, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to hold on to all of Tommy's stuff. I'm just going to hold on to some of it, so it doesn't matter. 37, 36. Oops, need that one. I'm just putting some things in some albums so that I know whatever's left over I can give away. I'm not going to start any more penny albums. I have several sets. I have my original set from when I was a teenager, and then I have other ones from different parts of my life where I just picked up another book and started putting more pennies in. Especially when I used to pick up the trash out at Sunshine Speedway, I'd find a lot of pennies on the ground. So just doing it. back up. On this book, I do not need. Ooh, I do need one of those, and I have one of those. Yeah, I had 5 or 6 people in here chatting and having a good time, and then got knocked off. That happens when you live up in the mountains and your infrastructure is terrible, and the slightest thing will knock the power out. Last night I had a power outage. Today I had an internet outage. It just happens. There's not a lot you can do about it. So just not much you can do about that kind of thing. It just happens. Ah! Avalanche! Lincoln's trying to jump. Ah, 3 people are back. Hey, Mikey. Just piddling around here, putting things in albums. Now that I'm back online, I'll go back to the microscope in just a minute. But I'm gonna finish checking the book that I have in my lap to see if any of these will go in it. I have put quite a number of them in, so that's good. That is good. 44, 44S. I don't even know, a lot of 44s. I don't need that one. Like I said, a lot of these are going to end up, once I have gone through all the penny books I have and filled in the blank spots, a lot of these are going to end up as giveaways on the Lodo coin collecting show. So that will benefit some of my channel regulars. 40, 60. Oops. Alright, I'm almost done checking this book. Ooh, there's one I need. Always nice to find the ones you need. Plus, it's given me some more envelopes. I was out of the little envelopes. So, I'm emptying some of those. That's a good thing. There's another one I can use. Woohoo! We're just filling in the blanks here. And that was part of the purpose of this, was I didn't really know what I still needed to complete some of these albums. So I'm filling in a lot. And some of them are not the best examples. They're just placeholders, but at least I will have one of that year in the book. How did these get pushed back there? 46. Bunch of those. And I'll probably make up some rolls of mixed Wheaties, and we can serve those up as the breakfast of champions. get them back out there in the coin community. Quite a number of them that I'm seeing I really don't need. So, and I'm also seeing what I do need so that I can keep my eye open when they're having some of the lesser expensive auction items. I might be able to fill in some of my blank spaces. I'm also going to try to fill up some more giveaway books because I do have a couple of empty albums. So it's all good. And I'm seeing duplicates on S's, and a lot of people need the S's. I got a couple of rolls last year of nothing but S pennies where I was trying to fill in some of the blanks. And that's probably why I have a lot of duplicates on some of those, I think they were in that purchase. I didn't spend a whole lot on them, so it's not a big deal if I give them away or trade them to someone for ones that I do need. That's another viable option. It's all good. Almost to the end of this book. Just checking against what I have in the bags. Only got about 3 more years to go through, and then I'll be back on the microscope. 54. How funny. I'm missing the 54, but I'm not missing the 54S. Too weird. There's 54D. I don't need that either. I just need a regular 54. 55. 55D. Don't need that. Okay, that's the end of that book. I can put that away. I've updated that one. So I have updated 4 penny books out of, I still have a stack over here with 1, 2 more in it that I need to update, but I'll do them later. And then I've got my Roosevelt dimes to do, but got a lot of pennies put in albums now. Those 4 albums are up to date except for the little small amount of pennies I have up here at the microscope. And I have marked all the bags that I have already checked for those 4, so I won't go back through them again. All right, now we're back to Mr. Microscope, where we have a 54S sitting there waiting to be tagged and bagged. That's what I was looking at when the internet went down. So I've only got about maybe 25 more pennies to look at. Hey, John, I am not a bot. Ooh, that's ugly. That came out of the dirt. Yeah, I think the stack here came out of the dirt because they're funky. There's a 45D. Well, of course, Mikey. You're not going to admit you broke the handle on the bathroom stall. People are going to think you were doing something weird in there. So, yeah, I can see blaming that on somebody else. I didn't do it. It was like that when I went in. Oh, my. Heck, I don't even like to touch the handles of the bathrooms in the restaurants. I usually make sure I got gloves on in there. You don't know what the heck those people been doing. You just don't. And we got another 54D. Envelope, please. And I'm keeping this stack separate because I have to check them against the four albums that I've already been through. Good. But yeah, I'm going to have a lot of Wheaties to be distributing. There's a 50S. Here's a tube with 2 pennies in it. This is the kind of stuff I'm finding. It's like little plastic tubes like this with 2 pennies. And like I said, my guess is that I had those tubes in my metal detecting pouch and was putting fines in them. That's an odd looking one on that 1955. Do they all look like that? I don't think so. I don't think they all look like that. That one's gonna go in the look at this again later bottle. I have maybe 10 or 15 pennies in there that just need to be studied. And then I've got another container that has 82s in it. Oh, I had a big jar of coppers and I didn't know what to do with them. So I finally ended up just redistributing them because I had no idea what to do with them. I know they're actually worth more on melt value than they are as pennies, but who would I sell them to or redeem them to where I would make any profit? If I knew the answer to that, I'd probably be saving my coppers again. But since I don't, uh, I don't know what to do with them. I just don't know what to do with them. Okay. There's probably some doubling or something on this coin, which is why this is another one I need to look at later on, because I did not put that in that container. That came to me that way from Handy Andy, but it's not labeled, so I don't know what, what the situation with that coin is. And now I'm on the last little plastic tube. That's a 71S. 71D, 71S. I got a pile of those. Man, what am I doing with all those? Yeah, see, that's the thing. When, you know, people like Rob, and Rob was like one of my very first mentors, but people like Rob have the money that they can sit on pounds and pounds of this stuff. I live on a little over $800 a month, so I can't really sit on my change. If I go get a box of coins, I got to go through it real fast, get it rolled back up, and get it back down into my bank account. I can't let it sit around for 2, 3, 4 years waiting for a meltdown date. I wish I could. If I could do that, I would not have gotten rid of all that copper. But I just can't because of my financial situation. So there's really not much point in me keeping it. Like I said, if I could find someone else that even wanted to give me 2 cents on the penny, knowing it's worth three, you know, I could do that kind of deal, and I'd make a little and then they'd make a little. And but as my situation is right now, uh I just can't sit on it. I would love to, but when you are below poverty level, you can't always do that. It's kind of sad, but another 71. Man, I got a bunch of those. Maybe I got a roll of those at some time. That's what it's kind of looking like. 95D. Yeah. See, I just found a book that needs some of the newer ones. It was one of Tommy's books. So I am going to have to go back through the jar and look for certain dates. That's actually a pretty nice 72S. So that'll probably end up. I have a bunch of wheat pennies here that I found, and that's mostly what I was putting in the albums earlier. Okay, this time, oh, nope, there's still some more pennies in this tube. I thought I was done. Oh, I was almost done. I think I got about 10 more to go. 1950S. Okie dokie then. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, see, when I lived down in Georgia, I had a lot more room and I had a front and back patio, and I would save all of my scrap and take it every time I went into Valdosta. I would take my scrap in. Russian hoe. Russian hoe. But I don't have space to do that here, unfortunately. Now, when I get back up to Michigan, even though I won't have space to do that in my apartment, I will be able to probably stash some out at my friend's farm. And because they also scrap, so I don't think they would have a problem with me doing that, because I do find copper wire and things like that when I'm metal detecting. And I have in the back of my car right now, I have a big plastic bucket that I throw certain metals in that I find. Like if I find a big piece of copper or some brass, things made out of brass and stuff, I throw them in there. And then I have a trash bag for aluminum cans, because when you detect, you do not leave your trash out in the field. If you dig it, you take it with you. And like I found this huge brass door handle. It looks like it came like off of a church or something. But it's all messed up. It had been hit by a probably 3 or 4 lawnmowers in its lifetime. But it's still a pretty good chunk of brass. So it's floating around in there. So I do still save a little bit of it, but only certain metals, because I just don't have the storage capacity right now. Which reminds me, I'm going to have to get off of here because I have to call a storage unit. I was supposed to go there today to pay for a different unit, and my driver for the day kind of backed out on me. So I am going to have to call them and see if I can rearrange one more time. I know I have someone that can take me tomorrow. I'm switching to a different storage unit because the one I have has raised my rate twice in a year, and I can get a much bigger unit for a much smaller price. And I've got somebody that's going to help me move this stuff over, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to sort out all the stuff that I am not going to be taking with me when I go to Michigan. So for 1 month, I'm going to be paying for 2 storages, but then after that, I'll be saving quite a bit of money, and I won't have this one for too long, hopefully. So anyway, I have finished all the pennies, and I just need to check these 2 books and see if any of the stuff lying here. These books may be full. This one, I know I do not have the missing penny. I have 2 books that are missing the same penny. They are both missing the 68S. So I don't even need to look for that. I know I don't have it. This one, okay, I need a 41D. 43, 40, 41. Come on. Nope. Don't have that. 43D steel. Four, 42. Nope. Don't have that. 1954. Nope. 54D, 54S, no 54. 55S. Oh, there's a 50. There's a 54. Yay, I found one. Found one. Can fill a spot. Oops, incorrect. I put that in the wrong hole. Get out of there. Put it in the 55S by mistake. Get out of there. I hate when you put them in the album and then you can't get them back out. But what I hate worse is when you put them in the album and they won't stay and they keep falling out. That is really frustrating. 55. 53. Okay. 54. Okay, and of course the elusive 68S. So nothing there. All right, I have been through all my penny books now and upgraded them all, filled in all the missings that I could. So those can go back in my personal collection. And all these other pennies are extras. And I mean, there's a pile of them. I mean, a huge, huge bunch. So some of these may be leaving here today as part of prize packages. But for right now, I'm putting them all back in the box. They are all sorted by date and mint mark. So it's going to be fun. Alrighty. I have concluded my little project for today. Now I got to go call the lady at the storage so I don't lose that. And I will be back at 4:20 Eastern time with day 11 of the 12 days of Christmas. So thank you guys for coming and hanging out with me. And I will be back in a bit. We'll see y'all later. Bye.